New York Yankees trade rumors are heating up as a proposed wild trade has been revealed by Yankees analysts involving the Yankees acquiring Vladdy Jr. in exchange for Ben Rice, Marcus Stroman, and a prospect who would definitely be one of the Yankees' best if the New York Yankees were to actually try to do this deal, and we're going to break it all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Yankees Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always, but also we've noticed that you guys... only 16% of you are subscribed to the channel. Let's try to get those numbers up. It really does help us out a lot. I know it doesn't seem like it does. It's just us asking for you to subscribe to our channel. It weirdly helps us out more than you'd think. So if you guys like the content, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment down below what you want to see the New York Yankees make a move for. Because obviously what the Yankees need to do is trade for this man, the first baseman who hates the Yankees, Vladimir Gurrero Jr. as just a beautiful piece of media was put out discussing why this trade needs to happen, where the New York Yankees trade Marcus Stroman and Ben Rice for Vladimir Gurrero Jr. Now, taking a look at the reasoning by Pinstripes Nation, the Toronto Blue Jays are quietly looking for a potential change of the guard at first base. As Vladimir Gurrero Jr.'s contract situation remains unresolved, the organization has its sights set on a replacement. An intriguing target for them is Yankees emerging talent Ben Rice, with a Yankees-Jays trade that may involve swapping Rice, Marcus Stroman, and another prospect who would have to be a high-level prospect to even get in the door of this conversation. Both teams can maintain their current aspirations and secure future stability. And on top of this, with spring training established as the unofficial cutoff point for contract discussions, the organization finds itself in a precarious situation regarding Vladdy's future. While optimism remains about the retaining their cornerstone player, the front office has demonstrated remarkable foresight by exploring alternative scenarios, refusing to be caught unprepared should negotiations take an unexpected turn. Now, it's kind of hard to imagine what Vladdy's really going to do in free agency. He might re-sign with the Blue Jays, but the Blue Jays have been very middle of the road ever since Vladdy got there. He might want to go to a contending team. Now, he can play third base if the New York Yankees were to trade for him, but he's more of a first baseman, which puts a limit on his ceiling as a right-handed first baseman. Meanwhile, the Yankees already have a first baseman in Paul Goldschmidt, so this would be a very interesting trade. But it was proposed as something that the Yankees could explore. Obviously, the Yankees do need more power hitting, and, well, Vladdy would certainly do that for him. Now, just let's take a look at some things. Vladdy, obviously, is a great player, great power hitter. 30 home runs last year, good batting average, really good batting average. OPS was a 940. The man's a great player, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's a phenomenal talent. There's why he's a Gold Glover, a 4-time All-Star, 2-time Silver Slugger. That bat is unbelievable. And look, 6.2 WAR, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say Vladimir Gurrero Jr. is not a great player. He absolutely is a great player. I just think putting him on the New York Yankees is hilarious because it seems like Vladdy hates the New York Yankees and doesn't want to ever play for the New York Yankees. And Vladdy is on a 1-year contract, so he would probably leave the New York Yankees after that 1 year, which, if you were to trade straight up Marcus Stroman and Ben Rice for him, then yeah, you do it. But that's not how this thing works. You can't throw a prospect that no one really believes in to turn into a superstar or a star at all for Vladimir Gurrero Jr. Then also say, well, you guys could have Marcus Stroman back. You guys liked having him for 5 years. Like, nah, man. Look, I'd like the Yankees to make the trade, stick Vladdy at third base. He won't be the greatest third baseman fielding, but he can hold it down, I guess. Sure, like, this is such a funny trade, and I know people are going to get mad that I made this YouTube video, but I think it's just a funny thing when discussing all these trade rumors. It's like, obviously it'd be nice to have that bat. Of course it would be. But does anyone really believe the Yankees would ever acquire him? Like, really? Does anyone really believe that? Like, if he got traded, the Blue Jays wouldn't trade him within the division. They might not trade him within the American League at all. Why would they trade him to the Yankees? I feel like other teams would definitely be willing to pay way more for him than the Yankees as well. It's just a funny idea, thinking you could trade Vladimir Gurrero Jr. for Ben Rice, who just had an underwhelming season. I mean, negative .4 WAR. Batting average was 171. OPS was 613. He had that game where he hit those multiple home runs. He had the 3 home run game. Only had 4 other home runs on the season in 152 at-bats. Look, he's got a good future ahead of him. I mean, the fielding is very good. He can play catcher as well as first base, which is not mentioned here. He actually is more of a catcher than a first baseman. He just can obviously play first base because he can catch, and that's how that works. Now, taking a look here at what else Pinstripes Nation mentioned about Ben Rice. They said at the center of Toronto's proposed trade stands Ben Rice, the Yankees' 25-year-old dual-position prospect whose brief but impactful Major League appearance has turned heads across the league despite playing limited time. Rice's impressive display of power, launching 7 home runs in his short stint, has painted a picture of untapped potential. His ability to handle both first base and catching adds an element of versatility that modern baseball increasingly values, making the Yankees rookie an attractive option for teams looking to maximize roster flexibility. Look, Ben Rice is a valuable player. He's a good trade asset for the Yankees. I think the Yankees should look to trade him because I think they could get something good back for him. And the Yankees do need another infielder, specifically a second baseman or a third baseman, just depending on which position Jazz Chisholm Jr. is not playing. I'm fine with them looking into trading Ben Rice. I'm fine with them trying to trade for Vladimir Gurrero Jr. It's just not going to work. And it's just so hard to imagine why the New York Yankees would ever do this deal. Or why they would ever get this deal. Like, the Blue Jays would never accept this. There's just no way. It's fun to think about. It's fun to talk about these funny proposed trades every once in a while where we see people throw these guys who don't at all add up to a star. And, look, Stroman, I do think the Yankees will move him. I really do. I think the Yankees are going to move Marcus Stroman. I think they're going to have to pay some of his salary, and I am going to do a video on that the same day I release this one because I'm not just leaving you guys with this video today. So we will talk about that later on, but I will say I do think they're going to get a deal done for Stroman. He just doesn't fit anywhere with the Yankees. Maybe they'll use him as a relief pitcher if they can't find a trade they like early on in the season, but Stroman will get moved. At some point, a team will look to him and think, all right, well, he was an all-star not that long ago. He was showing off really good stuff at one point for the Yankees early in the season, having a 1.71 ERA within the first month. So maybe he's got something there. Obviously, it could work out. We need a starting pitcher. The Yankees might be willing to pay some of his salary. Let's try it. A team will trade for Stroman. Meanwhile, the Yankees would, if they actually wanted to try to trade for Gurrero, they'd have to give one of their prospects, probably not a top 5 prospect, but someone in that 6 to 11 range most likely. So they would have to give something enticing as well. But even still, it's so hard to imagine this is what Vladdy is worth. I understand he's got a contract. Like, he's got a contract renewal coming up. He'll hit free agency. He'll get wined and dined by a bunch of teams. And if the Yankees traded for him, well, he would leave the New York Yankees pretty much instantly. It's hard to believe that he wouldn't. But here's the thing, guys. I want to know what you think about this. Would you even be interested? Like, let's be real for a second. Let's say the Yankees offered a trade that was fair. Let's say there was a fair, good offer for Vladimir Gurrero Jr. Would you be interested in trading for him? Would you be interested in playing him at third base? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe. Turn on post notifications. Have a great day. Go Yankees.